Everyone, really nice to meet you. So my name is Parul and I've been working with Cvent for nearly 8 years. And of course, I have a lot of background and, I've worked with properties. I've also worked with planners too. So if you want to understand their perspective, of course, I can definitely share that with you. Now I will be sharing my screen and please let me know if you can see it so that we can start off with this session today. All right.
It's coming on board, Parul. So yes,
Okay,
we can see your screen. Thank you.
Great. So the screen that I'm on right now, it's actually the Cvent search page. Now anyone can access this page. It does not really require a login. So feel free to explore it in your own time if you ever wish to. You can simply go to cvent.com, which is our homepage. And over there at the top right side, you'll see the link to find venues, which will bring you to this page. Or you can just simply type in your browser cvent.com/venues. Now, before we actually take a look at what all features, a property's profile gets, I think it's really important for us to take a look at how the planners do the search, what kind of filters they apply, what exactly goes on in their mind when they're in the searching process. So let's do a very basic search. I'm going to put in Dubai for now, let's say. But planners can put in the name of an entire country. They can put in the name of a city or a neighborhood or even a landmark or the name of a property too. So they can search by any of those criterias and put in that location and do the search. The system will give them the search results. Like for Dubai, we have about 726 venues showing up. But these venues will be listed in terms of course, the diamond listing package too, but also the proximity from the search criteria. Now, before I start explaining, talking about, the filters which we have, let me quickly, go over how this page is laid out. In the left-hand side, we have all the filters that planners would usually go through. There's a huge number of filters here. Of course, today I'm not going to waste your time going through all of them, but of course, feel free to explore these in your own time. Now at the top, the ones in blue, which says ad, these are 4-diamond listing ad placements. So any property that has a 4-diamond listing with Cvent, they also get this ad placement apart from appearing in the natural search results. And then on the right-hand side, we have 3-diamond listing ad placements. So any property that signs up for a 3-diamond listing also gets an ad placement on the right-hand side. Now these ad placements do not get affected by any filters that a planner applies. However, the natural search results, which comprises of the ones in white, these will definitely, be affected by any filter that a planner applies. And if they do not match the criteria that the planner has entered, the planner will not see those properties. Now let's take a look at the left-hand side. I don't want to really waste your time going through a lot of these. I just quickly want to show you the top most used filters that we have seen are really, used by a lot of planners. So the first one is event dates. Now think of it like a planner. Let's say you're hosting an event, on a specific date. Now, the first thing that you would want to do is check if any property is running any offers or promotions on those dates. So let's say we're hosting an event on the 5th of August. So we can put in the event date and look for properties who are running any promotions, or if there's any property who's looking to receive more business and they have added their need dates. Now, just want to let you know, promotions can be added by any property that has a 2-diamond or above listing. So 2-diamond, 3-diamond, and 4-diamond. Need dates can be added by any property that has a diamond listing. So 1-diamond, 2-diamond, 3-diamond, and 4-diamond. Okay, let's quickly click on apply. Now, out of 726 properties, well, we're only left with 19. Now, imagine if you were a planner and you were looking at about 700 venues. And now you're just left with 19. 19 is a number that a planner can easily manage. They may open up each of these properties profile, or they may apply further filters to narrow it down even more. But then they would have a very core group of properties that they would want to look at. Open up their profiles, figure out if this property is a good fit for their event or not. And then whichever they like, they will send an RFP to those properties. Now, if your properties have a diamond listing, you would definitely want to utilize these, especially promotions. I do want to highlight that. We've seen that nearly 95% of meeting planners actually look for a promotion in the sourcing process. So it's really important to them. Now I'm just gonna remove this filter quickly. Another commonly used filter is the star rating. So planners would of course use the star rating filter to look at properties who are at a specific, star rating. And another really commonly used filter is the largest room. Now, if a planner is looking at, let's say, Dubai and looking at 700 venues, a lot of these properties may not even have the capacity or the space to hold the event. So what the planner would do is they would put in the largest meeting room size which is required for their event and remove every property that does not have that kind of space with them. So just to give you an example, let's say I'm hosting an event and I need 4,000 square feet of space minimum. Okay. Sorry, not minimum, but the largest space that I need. Okay. Now I'm going to remove every property and see out of 700, I'm only left with 90. Now, again, planners may apply a combination of these filters to look at what exactly they're looking for. Let's say we want 5-star properties only. And I'm going to remove unrated venues. Now, again, the number has gone down even further. Similarly, planners may apply more and more filters. Okay, I'm just going to reset them. Any questions about these filters? Of course, you can explore all the other filters in your own time if you ever need to. And just thinking, let's take a look at the profile for this property. I looked at it recently and I think they had a good amount of information added. I actually tried to look for a Wyndham property in this region, but could not find one with the, with entire information added. So now this is an example that we're going to take to just figure out what all can be added on a profile. Now, any property that has a diamond listing can display this hero image. Now, the hero image is ideally supposed to highlight the best of your property. It could be an image of your hotel exterior or lobby area, reception area, or maybe a meeting space. Okay, but definitely we do not recommend adding guest rooms in the hero image. Now, apart from the hero image, depending upon what diamond listing your property is at, you would also be able to add image gallery. Now, for each diamond listing, the number of images you can add in the gallery are different. So 1 diamond can add 10 images, 2 diamond listings can add 15, 3 diamond listings can add 30, and 4 diamond properties can add 50 images here in the gallery. So again, when you're adding your images, of course, try to create an order so that planners are able to quickly understand and it's visually appealing and easy for them to figure out how the property is laid out. So then planners can scroll through the images that you've added. You can provide a description, give a name to the image, just make it easy for the planner to understand what they are looking at. Apart from the images, you can also add videos. So currently we are only supporting YouTube videos. So if you have YouTube videos, definitely feel free to add those. Any diamond listing or even any property that's not even on a diamond listing can add videos currently. It's a rather new feature on the profile. So currently we're offering it to everyone. Then as we scroll down, you can add promotions. Now promotions, like I said earlier, are available to 2 diamond listings or higher. So you can add multiple promotions if you want to. Again, there's no limit on the number of promotions. So you click on view details. And you can give a description. Right now, this property has given very minimal information about the promotion, but usually I would suggest, adding a clear description, providing the eligible dates if there are any terms and conditions, adding an image for the promotion. You can also provide a document. So that will be visible right here, just below the image. And then we can have need dates. Now, again, these are the dates when a property is looking to receive more business. Now, this does not necessarily mean you may not receive RFPs for the other months. You would still receive RFPs, but you would definitely receive a higher volume for the dates, you're adding as need dates. Now we're looking at this property and we can clearly see that, they're looking to get more business in the months of July and August. Whenever, if any one of you is going to add your need dates, try to add a minimum of 1 year. And the very simple reason is that planners have already started sourcing for 2024, and some have even started sending out RFPs for 2025 too. So if you have, dates when you're looking to receive more business, try to add them beforehand when the planners are actually searching for properties. So the overview information, this can be added by anyone. Star ratings can, of course, be added by any property listings. Amenities, all venues can display that. Meeting room information. Okay, so floor plans are added for this property. They've added a lot of floor plans. That's great. So these are nothing but documents. So when you're adding documents on your venue's profile, you can tag them as, so depending upon what category of document it is, its position on the profile may change. So any document that's a floor plan or a catering menu will appear in this section next to the meeting space. All of the other documents will be visible at the bottom over here under additional material. Okay, let's go back there. Now we'll come to the meeting rooms. So any property listing, be it a complimentary listing or diamond listing, can add the meeting rooms and a meeting room capacity chart just to indicate to the planner that what meeting rooms they have and what capacities they can hold. But properties that have a 2 diamond or above listing have an added feature which is called the meeting room drill down page. And they actually get a dedicated drill down page for every meeting room of theirs. So planners can click on view details and look at a specific page for that meeting room. They can look at the image of that meeting space. You can provide a description, the sizes of it, what capacities it can hold, and the amenities offered in it. Okay, gonna go back. So if your property has a 2 diamond or a higher listing, I definitely recommend utilizing this feature. It's a great feature. It really visually really helps the planner when they can see how the meeting room looks, and also when you can clearly describe it to them. Now we scroll down and we come to this guest room section. The details, of course, are picking up from the account, and any images added in your image gallery that are tagged as guest room images will appear in this separate section just for meeting planners' quick reference. So just want to quickly show you once more. We saw the image gallery at the top. So any images which are added here and are tagged as guest room images will appear in this separate section. And this is precisely the reason why, personally, I always recommend to keep your guest room images towards the last part of your gallery, because even if a planner skips scrolling through the entire gallery, they would still get to see your guest room images in this section. Now we come down to local attractions. These also can be added by any diamond listing. So Of course, things to do nearby your property. Try to give planners closest airports, shopping districts, nightlife, recreational activities, historical landmarks. All of these are great local attractions to share with the planners here. And try to give them all the information in one place, like giving them an image, the name of the attraction, what kind of attraction is it, how far from your property, and a clear description of it. And it's really important if the planner is not from your region. So imagine if a planner is looking at a local attraction and they don't see entire information. Let's say I'm a meeting planner looking to host an event in Dubai, and I don't know what the Museum of Future is. If this description and the image was not given to me, I would probably go to Google and search about it. But then, you know how Google works, it's going to go throw 1,000 links at the planner, and we don't know if they're going to come back to the profile or not. So we don't want that to happen. We want the entire attention and focus to be on your profile. Okay. So anywhere between 4 to 8 is a good number of attractions, but feel free to add more if you like. There's no limit on it as such. And then you can also share getting here information. This information can be shared only by 2 diamond or higher listings. So basic instructions on how to reach your property through various means of transportation. Then, okay, this property has not really added enough web links, but if you have a Facebook page or a Twitter page, you can add those here in the web links. If your property has a virtual tour, that can also be added. Virtual tour, again, is something that can be added by any property listing. It does not have to be a diamond listing. Okay, I see there's a question.
Well, you just answered, because I was going to ask whether it's for basic listing or includes only diamond listing, and you just mentioned that it's for all listing types, including basic.
Yes, so the virtual tour can be added by any diamond, any listing level, but
Okay.
the web links, Facebook and Twitter, can be added by diamond listings only.
Oh, okay, that's important. And what about YouTube link? Because you just mentioned that
YouTube can be added by any listing level.
Okay.
So it could be a complimentary or a basic listing. They could also add it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then, of course, more details about your property. If you think there's more information that you want to share, you can add that. Personally, I don't think that you should really be adding information the way this property has done. It's such a big paragraph. I don't think any planner is really going to go through entire information. Instead, try to make it easy and digestible for planners by sharing it in clear bullet points so that they can go through the information really quickly because they're always in a hurry. Okay. And then additional material would basically be any other documents that you would want to add. You can add those here. Good documents to display on the profile would be floor plans, catering menu, fact sheets, hotel brochure, press releases. All of these are good documents that you can definitely put up on the profile. And then you can also share your seasonality. So what seasonality your property generally follows, when's the high season, when is the low season. You can add that. Currently, they're missing a few other things, but you can also add additional information. So if there's any additional information that you want to add on about your property, you can add that. If you want to share any facility restrictions, so you can add the restrictions too. If there are any cancellation policy that you want to display here, you can add that too. Okay. Any questions about this? I'm just going to move into the account to show you how we can update this information. Any questions before I do that?
Thank you,
Okay.
Paul.
Thank you. Well, let's move into the account. So now, anytime you're looking to update your profile, of course, you would need to log into the account and we click on venues. Typically, in your own account, you would see your property's name. Right now, this is a test account, and that's why you see these test properties. So you click on the name of your property, and you will land on the overview page for your hotel. At the top, you would see who is the venue administrator. That's the person who has the highest level of access for your property. So then you can also see what is the profile completeness percentage. Even if it appears to be 100%, I would still suggest refer the suggestions which appear below this, because these tend to be more accurate. And in fact, if you click on it, it will straight away take you to that specific section to update it. Now, in the left-hand side, we have various section links that you can click through to update the profile. The first one is venue details. Now, under venue details, we have further subtabs. The first one is venue details itself. So you click on edit. And okay, my system's running a little slow now. Okay. All right. So when you click on edit, you can click on this checkbox to add the Twitter and Facebook links. You can add the properties of more details and additional information and cancellation policy right here. Again, just want to reiterate, please don't put in really lengthy paragraphs. Instead, clear bullet points are easier to understand and go through. And if your property has a 2-diamond or higher listing, you can also add getting here information. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry for this. I think I've moved into a meeting room for this, and I think there's some network issue here. Now under facility information, you can click on edit, update all of this information about your property. You can add your property's need dates. You can add the seasonality, the star ratings, and the awards. Okay. Star ratings and awards can be added by any property listing. It does not have to be a diamond listing. Okay. If in case you're adding your property's need dates and seasonality, I would definitely suggest clicking on these checkboxes so that planners can actually see your need dates and the seasonality that you have added.
Can you also add blackout dates?
No, there's no way for you to add the blackout dates, but if someone really wants to share that with the planners, you can put that in the additional information or in maybe in your description if you do want to, share it on your profile.
Thank you.
So then we come to amenities. Again, this is quite straightforward. Just click on edit and select every amenity that is offered at your property. In the listing options, if your property has a 1-diamond or a 2-diamond listing, you would really need to be concerned with the hero image and the main image. So hero image is the large image that shows up at the top of your property's profile. And main image is the image that shows up on the search page along with other property listings. But if your property has a 3-diamond or a 4-diamond listing, I would also suggest that you add the ad image. This will appear when your 3-diamond or 4-diamond ad placement is running. But of course, it's really difficult to understand which image is going to appear where. So you can always hover the cursor over this question mark icon to understand what size of image you need to add and where it's going to be displayed. Then we'll click through to meeting rooms. Now here you can of course click on add meeting room and just add a meeting room and provide its details. So give the meeting room's name, space that it has. If you have a 2-diamond or a higher listing, in that case, do provide a description, add an image. And all the other properties, of course, can also add the capacities this room can hold, the amenities that are offered in this room. Okay. And then we go to the image gallery. So here you can add your images. that need to be appearing in the gallery. If your property has a diamond listing, and depending upon how many images you can display on the profile, basis your listing level, the system is going to be picking up, let's say for a 1 diamond, the system will pick up the top 10 placed images and display them on the profile. So in the account here, you can have 50, 30, 40, 100, 200 images, but the system will display the images on your profile basis on the diamond listing that you have. And it's going to pick up the top images as per the count that your property gets. Then we come to videos. This is also quite simple and straightforward. Just click on add video and give the video name and YouTube URL. If you want to add, you can add a description too. And then you can also add local attractions, so things to do nearby your property. If your properties offer something really great that you want to highlight here, definitely you can do that. So if I've seen properties that have a golf course on the site, they've added golf courses. If some properties offer their spa, some have added their restaurants. So these are great things to highlight here as well. Okay, so you can click on add things to do, give the name, distance, type of attraction, add an image, and give a description of it. Really simple and straightforward. And any property that has a 2 diamond or a higher listing can add promotions. So click on add promotion. Give the promotion a name. Make sure it's always active, yes. If it's active, no, that means the promotion is not going to be displayed at all. And the active start date and the active end date will simply determine when the promotion starts appearing and when it stops appearing to meeting planners. Then mention the kind of discount you're offering, if there's a minimum and maximum price limit. Add an image for, sorry, clicked on it. Add an image for the promotion. Give a description. If you have any terms and conditions regarding this promotion that you want to share, you can put those here in the additional information section. The eligible dates would determine when the planner needs to host the event to be able to claim this promotion. And then, of course, if you have any brochure or any document related to this promotion, you can add that and save it. I'm going to skip lead catchers. These are simply the people who are going to receive a notification email whenever, oh, I see there's a question, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Pearl. Before you move on to lead catchers and the user details, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
You showed all the facilities and information fields to be completed. There are so many details hoteliers need to complete in order to have the over 90% of completion. So why it's important for them to put more information?
Very good question. That's a very good question.
Perfect, because I want to understand if more they put, the more information they put, the more the profiles are optimized. Will it be the case that their visibility increasing in Cvent MICE when planners search?
It helps in 2 ways. One, when planners are on the search page, every single information that you're adding here is available as a filter to the meeting planners. So the exhibit space, meeting space, even the amenities, planners can select what specific amenities they're looking for. I mean, all of these are actually filters, and we never know which filter planner is going to apply. And if there's something that you're already offering, why not add it? Because if you don't add it and the planner applies that filter, there's no way your property is going to show up, right?
Yeah.
And another thing that I would want to add is that adding all of this information not only just gives you a good completion score, it actually makes your profile more interesting. It makes it, there's something to look at. As you know, if by comparison we look at a property that's completely basic and has no information added, there's just nothing to look at. You need some meat, right? The planners need to have something to look at and just understand what your offering is, what the attendees can do around your property, and what kind of restaurants you have, what meeting spaces you're offering, how your property looks. It just gives them a good understanding of what kind of event they can host at your venue.
Super helpful. Thank you so much. In the previous session, we asked our hoteliers to make sure they have minimum 90% of completeness. Can you show us how they can see and how they can achieve the percentage that we asked them? I think it's the starting point.
Yes, it was there at the start in the overview. So this property is at 100%, but let's say if it was at 90%, it's actually giving me suggestion here. Add 50 images to your profile and it's going to increase by 4%. Add image descriptions, it's going to increase by 2%. So I would always suggest, instead of referring this percentage, refer the suggestions here. These will actually help you complete the profile entirely as per what is included in your listing level.
Great, thank you. That's all for my answer.
Sure, you're welcome. So I was actually saying that, we were going to skip the lead catchers. These are simply people who are going to receive a notification email, and they can be added by clicking here. I do want to talk about documents. Now, documents can be added to display on your profile. Documents can also be added for proposals too. Okay, so these could be a time-saving feature, and it's something you can also display on your profile. So when you're adding a document, you can add a document file like a PDF file or a document link like a web page. So let's say we're adding a document link for now. So we put in the name of the document, the URL. In case you're adding a file, in that case, you'll be uploading the file here. Select the category of document this is. If you want this to be available for use in proposals, you can click here. If you wish to add this document for the profile, you click here. Okay, so under proposal settings, you'll be enabling the document for proposals. Under visibility settings, you'll be enabling the document for profile. Now, if in case you are adding a document specifically for proposal purposes, I personally recommend clicking on all of these checkboxes. When you do that, what happens is this document will get attached to each and every proposal that's created for your venue. And the person who's working on that proposal will have the flexibility or the freedom to remove it or keep it before they submit that proposal. So, it's just much easier to simply remove something than to upload it. So it's just the documents already added in the proposal for you. Okay, so that's it about updating the profile content. I now quickly want to move on to the RFP section for it. Before I do, any questions for me?
There's some top tips there. Thanks, Paril, especially about adding documents automatically rather than having to upload them each time. Good tips. Thank you.
Thank you, Hilary. Okay, now I do want to really cover proposal defaults. So any property that has a diamond listing can add proposal defaults. These are a great way for you to just make your proposal creation process really smooth and super quick. When you've added your defaults, what you're just doing is that you're adding your answers beforehand. So you can have your answers defaulted and saved beforehand. And the next time you're working on a proposal, these responses will start appearing in your proposals automatically. And you would simply have to just make sure it's all correct and then keep moving forward. So under proposal defaults, we have standard fields, which are usually the text box fields you would see throughout a proposal. So you can add those. Then we have meeting packages. So we have already defined the industry standard packages. Simply click on this edit button and mention the price per person and the inclusions in that package. You can also add your taxes beforehand. So whatever taxes are applicable to your property or your region, you can add those. Estimated cost. I think this would be really a great time saver for most of you, because I have seen that, sometimes planners tend to send you RFPs with a long list of cost items. So if you have these added beforehand, these costs will start appearing in the proposals automatically and just save you a ton of time. Then additional questions. So again, you may have noticed that, towards the end of the proposal, sometimes planners can send you a long list of questions. I have, in fact, personally seen RFPs where the question list was about 80 questions. So these questions are actually, created by planners in their own account. Cvent does not give them a library of question as such or a question bank. When I say they create the question, they literally type out the question. They even decide if the answer is going to be in a text box or a radio button or a drop down, etc. Now, because these questions are created in the planner's account, the only thing you can do is you can save your answer for future so that you don't have to type that answer once again if that question comes up once more. And when you save it for future, that question and that answer is saved in this section. And commission policy. So if your property is offering commission to meeting planners, you can save that beforehand, whatever percentage you wish to offer. Okay, then we'll move on to manage RFP section. Now in the manage RFPs, we have various views. By default, most of you would be landing on new and updated RFPs, unless you have specifically changed your default view. So then we have all of these columns. All of these columns can be clicked on to sort the RFPs alphabetically from A to Z. And you can then click on it once more to in the reverse order sorting, so Z to A. You can also click on the receive dates or the response due dates to sort them by the earliest to the latest dates. And we can also create our own views. I think I'm going to skip that, because if we get so much into detail, I think we'll be beyond time. So I'm just going to skip this, but of course, I'll show to you guys later on if you want to know more about some specific feature, how you can do that. We'll cover help and support a little later towards the session. Now I have an RFP that I do want to share with you. We'll quickly go over the actions that can be taken on an RFP. So if you're searching for an RFP, you can click on the search icon. And if you have the RFP code with you, you can just paste that in here and hit enter. Alternatively, you can also refer the RFP search here, which is a very detailed search. Let's say you don't remember the RFP code and you have very, random information about the RFP, maybe the planner's name or when that RFP was received. So you can put all of those in and then look at RFPs that match the criteria. But right now, I have the code. I'm going to use this and hit enter. And here I have the RFP that we want to look at. Okay. Now, whenever you're working on a proposal, before you start taking any action, my personal recommendation is click through each of these tabs and understand the planner's requirement. Understand who the planner is, what they're trying to achieve out of this event. What are they really looking for? Once you completely understand them, you'll be able to create a winning proposal that really addresses all of their needs in one go, so that the planner does not really have to come back to you again and again and just check, how about this? How about this? Because if you are addressing every single one of their needs in your proposal, there's just, then it just comes down to discussing, when we're going to host the event. So try to understand what they're looking for and then create the proposal. The RFP snapshot will indicate to you if the event dates are matching your hotel's need dates. If the planner claims a promotion that you're running and then sends you an RFP, the details of that promotion will be highlighted here. And if your property is running any suggested ads and the planner clicks on the suggested ad and then selects your property, that will be highlighted here. Now we have various actions at the top. You can click on Mark in Progress. So let's say you receive an RFP. And now what are you going to do? The first thing that you would do is you'll click on Mark in Progress. This is a great way for you to just let the planner know that you have received the RFP and you'll be sending a response to them soon. So it just lets the planner know that the RFP is not sitting idle in an account. Someone has taken a look at it. Then the next step would be to assign the RFP to a team member who needs to work on it. So in that case, you'll click on Assign RFP and assign it to a team member of yours who will be working on it and then creating a proposal or then figuring out if it needs to be done. Turn down. So this can be done if you cannot accommodate the event for whatever reason. So we have to gently let the planner know that, we don't have availability or it's not going to be a good fit for us, or it could be any reason you're turning down. Now, do you see this alert at the top, the one in yellow? It's actually highlighting to me that this RFP has flexible event dates. And this is actually a best practice that we recommend to people, is that if the planner has indicated, okay, hi, Paro. Okay, I see your message, Tikapan. I'll just cover that as well. Thank you. Now, like I was saying, that, it's a best practice that we always recommend to properties is if the planner has indicated to you that they are flexible with the event dates, try to give them alternate date options if you don't have availability for their preferred date, or try to give them a partial proposal, which means you're going to be giving them a proposal for partial dates. But try to give them a proposal if there is a possibility to do that. The simple reason is that what we have seen is that hotels or properties that are submitting the most proposals are also getting the most awarded business. And of course, it just goes without saying that, hotels that keep turning down have barely any scope of getting any awarded business. Okay. So, of course, but regardless of that, we do understand there may be situations when you do have to turn down. And in that case, you'll select the reason. Always, always good to add some comments. Use every opportunity as a way to build your relationship with the planner. Address them directly. Let them know why you're turning down and that you'd love to host the next event they're planning. And then click on Turn Down. Now, to get to your question, Tigavan, how can properties sign up for Cvent? Like if someone wishes to have their property listed on the Cvent Supply Network, they can simply contact our support team and they will get this done.
If you can show us, because we did a polling in the previous session, and there might be the hoteliers need you to show us how to, where to click.
It's really, okay. So of course, if someone has a Cvent account, they can of course do it for another property. But let's say someone is absolutely new, they have no idea. They can just come to the Cvent search page, scroll to the bottom, didn't see a venue, send a request to add it on the supply network. So you click here, you send this request. I'll show you. New supplier request, and a form will open up. You just need to put in some details and that's it. Our team will get this property added once we receive the information.
So is this for the request for a proposal? But no, it's just a simple request, whether it's requiring a user account for their hotel profiles, right? Apologies if I'm because our hotel.
I think if I got your question right, I think there may be some misunderstanding here. But if I got this right, I thought you wanted to know how a property can sign up to be listed on Cvent.
So all our hotels their profile being built by Wyndham as a chain. But when it comes to hoteliers to manage their profile, they need to
Oh,
sign
getting
up.
logins, you mean?
Yep, yep.
Okay, yeah. So that can also be done. So of course, again, this is not the right way in that case. I'll show you. So they can go to support.cvent.com. And there's a contact support link at the bottom. And they can reach out to our support team. Okay, it's taking some time to load, but you can give a call to them. Okay. Okay, this page has changed. I'm just going to send you the link in the chat. Okay, that link has changed. I'm so sorry for that. But I'll send that to you in the chat in a little while. All right, so we were talking about, yeah, turning down and then coming back to RFP. So then you can also forward an RFP. So if there's a sister property that you're working with closely, or if, two Wyndham properties are in the same region, but let's say one property receives the RFP and they feel that it's going to be a better fit for the other venue, they can forward it to another property. Now, this option may or may not appear for every proposal, because every time a planner creates an RFP, they have to select if they want to allow properties to be able to forward it or not. So if they select yes, you'll see it. If the planner select no, you would not see it. Properties can also send a message to meeting planners from here, which is a great way for you to just focus on your message without really having to give context. So, you don't really have to mention which property you're from or which RFP is this regarding, because when the planner receives your message, they'll see your properties details and the RFP details right below it. And also for each and every RFP, we have a separate message history. So it's just a great way for you to keep all your communication in one place regarding one RFP. And then, of course, we can click on Create Proposal to quickly create a proposal and submit it to the planner. Okay, give me a second here. I'm gonna quickly look for the link that I promised you.
Thank you so much, Parul. So helpful so far. To the audience, do you have any questions? Anyone would like to unmute or ask any question if you have? Quite a hot day, so I think we're in a vacation mode at the moment.
All right, so sorry for that. So on the Cvent page, if you go to cvent.com and scroll to the bottom, we have our contact number. So it says contact us and there's a number given. Okay, so you can give us a call at that number. That's our support team number. They work 24/5, so they don't work on Saturdays and Sundays. Except for that, any time of the day, you can give us a call and they will help with getting the login set up for whoever who does not have a login.
Oh, thank you so much, Pearl. Is there any way that we can do via submitting the case? Because you know, the most of the hotels, they need to select their hotels in drop down, and they need to submit the request associated to the respective hotel. So it will be easy for them.
So in that case, I think there is a link where you can, submit the details. I'll have to share that with you. I don't have that handy with me right now. I'll have to look for it and just share it with you. So we're pretty much done with the RFP section for it. I am not going to go through the create proposal. I think that itself is a completely 30-minute session. But if any of your properties wishes to, schedule a specific session for that, we can definitely do it separately. But I do want to quickly cover help and support. So if you ever need any assistance, please do refer our help and support section. If, let's say, you're making some changes in the profile or you're working on a proposal and you have a question, help and support is a great way for you to find quick information at your fingertips without even having to reach out to anyone. So you can just put in, let's say, someone's adding a promotion. So adding promotions, okay? Maybe you want to know what a promotion needs to be, or maybe you want to know how to add it or how it's going to benefit you. So you can put in whatever you need help with and search for it. Now, Cvent has a lot of products, so always select group business so that you see relevant articles. Now here we have adding promotion. And it's going to show you very detailed information about what a promotion is, how you can add it, very clear step-by-step instructions with screenshots. In fact, if you come to this section, it will also show you some suggestions of promotions that you can add. It's a great resource. But let's say your query is a little complicated, or maybe you're not really finding the right article. You can also click on My Cases, and you can click on New Case. So you can put in the details of your case. Okay, event management, no, group business. And here you'll just provide a clear description of what your query is and submit it to our support team. And they will then get back to you with a resolution or an answer for your query. And in the My Cases section, you can also take a look at all the last interactions you've had with them. So that's pretty much it from my side. You guys have any feedback or any questions for me?
No, thank you very much, Pearl. That was a good oversight and some great top tips there as well on how we can utilise the system better. I suppose just one question in relation to awarded business and showing conversion. It's important that meeting planners and hotel teams, if a piece of business is won, change the status in Cvent to awarded and include any supporting documentation there as well, which helps us all to understand the conversion ratios better.
That's absolutely correct. In fact, meeting planners really rely on this. So they are proactively doing this, changing the status from, let's say, submitted proposal to awarded, because they also want to do the tracking and they rely on Cvent reports a lot. So they proactively do this. They do change the statuses within Cvent to awarded to indicate to the property that, they're going to be going with their business.
Super, thank you. Is there any questions from anybody? Anybody want to ask anything before we finish up today? You can either use the chat box or unmute yourself. No? Okay, well, if there's anything you think of afterwards, or if you're looking at your profile, doing some homework and you come across anything you're not sure about, please do reach out, as Parul has said, on contacting support, or you can reach out to any of us either. Thank you.
Thanks, Parul. Thanks, everyone.